Dude.
Time Ron showed up.
Well, like a blister.
Yeah.
You click that one.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
We can sit on the second row.
You got a copy this for
Yeah.
Here. Oh, I guess we'll restart it now.
Not the last row. Second row.
Why second row?
Well, we'll let the owners sit up here.
We need to move back.
No.
I don't know.
You guys
Nobody
are
was
part of
seated,
the
so we're
owners.
like, hey, we'll just.
You're part of the owners.
If somebody comes and kicks you out, you'll know you have to move.
That's not going to happen.
That. It's a choice that I am. So I have to.
Let's sit on this side, John.
That's great.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a long way today right here.
What are you trying to say?
Oh my goodness! Call the cops right now and get
How are you?
No, I said something, then you have to say.
Wait, let me do that again. That's Robert Papa.
Charlie, just
Walk.
Okay, I get it. I'll put packets.
Good luck, Riley.
Such a good
What's Larry? It's just all the a lot of different spots. It's probably more about everything. It's a long track. Met up with a couple people in Salt Lake. They followed us down. My son has one. 3 hours. About that time I want to take a big specialized. And that works out great. Yeah. What are you looking for, Sarah?
He's got to be here like 1 minute.
Somebody's there over here. On empty seats. She's important though. We got more seats over here. Let's go, man. on. We gotta look. Oh, that's halfway, son. I'll sit back there with all like that. We're used to it. Yeah, well, I don't know if everyone else is. Regardless. Yeah, no, the guy that brought up the egg speaker to the school last night. A couple people out of the family weren't thrilled. All the kids. They were cool. They got my face. We didn't rehearse this, guys, and we're just winging it. Right? You know what things to Jay, we get it. Can you see me? Where do I need to be on this? Right there. Because I can. All right. I'd like to welcome you guys all out, all of our friends. I see a lot of friendly faces out there. I see some just people, just random people, tourists. It's great to have you guys too. That's why we opened this coffee shop. So anyway, just like to welcome you out. My name is Lance Syrett. I'm the hotel general manager here at Ruby's Inn. But I've been helping out with the coffee shop, and I'm involved in this. And anyway, I'm glad to be here today. So this idea of this coffee shop has been years in the making. We talked about it for years and years. Ruby's entity, we are actually 110 years old this year. That's a big thing. And we, when the idea for a coffee shop came up, then we actually had a social media and kind of an email contest. We emailed our guests and some of our employees, and we had some names, some recommended names. And at the last minute, somebody threw in the name Tourist Rest. And some of you might be curious about that name, where that name comes from, because it is a little bit of a strange name. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So first of all, let me tell you the story about Ruby and Minnie Syrett. We're still a family business today. Ruby and Minnie were my great-grandparents. And they came out here in the year 1916. Again, this is 110 years being out here. And this was the site of their ranch, right here where we're standing. They weren't hotel tycoons. They weren't in the tourist business. They got out here to be ranchers. This is the site where they set up their ranch, and their home wasn't too far from where we're standing right here. And after a short while being here, then they had a cousin from Tropic come by to check on them. His name was Claude Sedgwick, and he came to Ruby and Minnie, and he said, Ruby and Minnie, he said, have you guys seen Bryce's Canyon yet? And he said, no, what is it? He said, well, it's just a big hole around over there, but you haven't seen it. You got to go see it. This was before Bryce Canyon was a national park. So anyway, he went up there and looked off in the canyon, Sunset Point right there, and they couldn't believe the beauty of the area. And they come back to their cabin, and they wrote letters to their friends and said, come and see Bryce Canyon. This place is beautiful. Before too long, he had some friends that showed up, said, yeah, we want to go see Bryce Canyon. So they went out there to the River Canyon, where Sunset Point is now, and they looked up in there, and they said, wouldn't it be cool if we could, and then, of course, they were in awe. His name is Ruby and Minnie. They said, wouldn't it be cool if we could sleep here at night? And they said, yeah, that would be cool. So they come out and got camping supplies. That night they camped at the River Canyon. This got them thinking, hey, one day people are going to want to come in and see this place, see Bryce Canyon. And they could see the vision of what it was going to be one day. And they got permission from the state of Utah, and because the land right there around Sunset Point was actually a state section at the time. It was in the national park. They got permission to build what they called the Tourist Rest, which was a little cabin, small restaurant, some 10 cabins, and just the first services for visitors to Bryce Canyon National Park. They call that the Tourist Rest. And that is where the Tourist Rest comes from. And of course, fast forward, Ruby helped create the national park, him and some other people from the area. And of course, the story's not complete without telling you that the first thing they did after they made Bryce Canyon National Park was they kicked Ruby out because the Union Pacific Railroad was going to come in and help build the lodge where it is now. So that's where the site where the tourist rest was. And then he came back here to the side of his ranch, and then that's when Ruby's Inn was established on the site where we are here today. So that's where the name Tourist Rest comes from. Years ago, we got a book of our family history, and of course, Ruby's Inn is real prominent in there. And in that book, there's a poem that was written about Tourist Rest, and I'm just going to read a few lines from it, and I'll try to channel my grandma Rila, who was a heck of a poet, and she used to read a lot of poetry at town gatherings and things like that. So I'll try to channel her when I read this poem. It said, Ruby loved Bryce Canyon. Trees, the farm, the sawmill, the rippled rills. He fed the mighty, the sick and poor the same. His cabins were neat and tidy that sheltered tourists from the rain. The tourists learned to love him. He greeted them with a smile. He said, come and be in and be at home. That made it all worthwhile. When they first moved to Bryce Canyon, they made their cozy nest, and they took care of a few tourists, and it was known as Tourist Rest. So, like I say, we didn't rehearse this, guys. Sorry. All right. So, without further ado, I just want to give some thanks to all the people that made this happen. Special thanks to the Ruby's Inn board of directors, the uncles, the old man. You know, you see them old gray-haired wise guys going around here. Those guys are the owners, and they make everything happen around here. Also, like to thank the MTM group. That's kind of the more middle-aged guys, but there's some gray hair. If you look at Ron Harris, he's got gray hair too. So anyway, they made this happen. Also, in the early days, this idea, you know, has been underway for basically a year and a half. You know, of actively working on this project. We got derailed a couple times, but got back on track. And we had some focus meetings. I'd like to thank all those who came to those kind of early when we were talking about the idea. I'm going to name a few names. I know I'm going to forget somebody, so forget. I'm just sorry. So Tyler Chappell, who's our restaurant manager, he was there. David Tebbs was in some of those early meetings. Haley Wilcock was there. Jane Roundy, Ron Harris, Kara Syrett, and there's more names, but I'm going to give some special tribute in just a second. I'd like to thank all of our vendors. I see some of them around. I see Vince back there. This couldn't happen without those guys. Also, those who are involved in the construction. So we have this thing. I know it is. So, don't bring the code. It's got plenty of battery in it. Sure. So anyway, Carl Mumford and his crew, Fred and Clay, Fred Sire and Clay Schnoff, my sons, Corbin, Blake, and Jackson put a lot of hours into this place. Everybody else that's involved in the construction group is in. I'm so loud. My wife says I don't need a microphone. I'm going to turn that on. So. Anyway, also, Raimi, we got her out of school for this. She helped us put some finishing touches on this the last couple of weeks. She did some hard work. Also, some of our biggest contributors to the construction, Gene Seiler, there isn't a project or Ruby he's not involved in. My brother, Bubba Syrett, who's on spring break this week, so he's out. Bracken Whitehead, he spent a lot of hours over here by himself working, so thank you. Also, three really special people. Sean Syrett, he couldn't be here either. If you know Sean, he would hate this. So anyway, so it's a good thing he's gone today. I think he did that on purpose. So anyway, so the idea, you know, again, the ideas exist for years, but he's the one who really caught wind of it winter before last and said, we're going to do this. And he's been involved the whole way. And then for the final two, so these two right up here, I want to introduce these guys if you don't know them. So first of all, so this is my wife, Sarah.
She looks a lot better than me.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, how did I get a wife like that? I think she's a vampire. I saw a picture from my wedding the other day, and I said, I think she's literally a vampire because she doesn't make it. So anyway, so she ended up, she was involved from day one with the ideas, developing the idea. She's been here more than anybody as far as the design. When you guys come inside, you'll see the design, the look, the feel. Everybody loves it. Kind of brings that new kind of modern look along with that historic look as well. And I think she did a great job. And she helped develop the drinks and all those things. And then last but not least, we've got our new manager, Devin Harding.
Yeah.
So she has really helped get this project over the finish line, get it open on time. You know, we set this date, said we're going to have an open house and make it happen, and these guys have made it happen. And I think you're going to be really impressed with her staff. She's done a good job training and helping this thing get over the finish line. So, and again, I know I forgot to thank somebody, so thank you to anybody that contributed to this project who didn't get named. And without further ado, we've got you two that are going to come up and stretch out the ribbon, and we're going to do the ceremonial part of this thing. So, and thanks to Fallon Owens, who couldn't be here, for lending us her big scissors. So,
Oh boy.
now do it slowly so they
Good
can
luck.
take a good picture.
Don't cut yourself.
Okay.
Open the door.
This
Let's
door's
go.
open, or is it? Oh.
So when you go in, there's some pastries there on the bar that you're welcome to sample and take a, and then go up and order and look around. Come in, guys. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Get Gene and him together.
Sound like you got a vlog from about a month and a half. That's what's up.
You don't need to.
I go.
You came all the way to come sit in. Hi, John. How's it going? It's going. Well, it's good to see you. She did a great job. We came over yesterday. Yeah.
I thought they would.
You're fine.
A little bit.
More than most, please.
I almost don't know. I'm still working. Are you? That's why I'm here.
That's what we do when we quit working on your eye.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to tip this over.
Yeah,
No.